And welcome to Roll with the Punches, the RPG boxing stream where we train our body and mind to better cope with the blows life sends our way. We use an RPG-style reward system that keeps us motivated in order to develop the healthy habits that will serve us for the rest of our lives. Roll with the Punches has 4 main objectives. Use rewards to build healthy habits, lower stress with exercise and by practicing mindfulness, increase confidence and a sense of self-worth by focusing on positivity, utilizing a support group to help us when we need it. Today's stream is focused on lowering our stress levels with exercise, specifically boxing. Boxing is a total body cardio workout. I'll go into more details about the workout in a second, but if a boxing workout sounds intimidating, don't worry. I've structured the workout into 3 levels of difficulty. Don't feel bad about going at a slow pace if you're just starting out. I'll circle back to the details for the workout, along with a little tutorial in a second, but for now, let's check out those objectives. First is creating some sort of reward system for yourself to push you to do the things that you should do but can't find the motivation for. At a very basic level, I recommend giving yourself around 1 experience point for every minute you spend on something that has a positive impact on your life. For every 1000 XP, give yourself a little reward. You can learn more in the Roll with the Punches campaign journal I put together. Check out the free PDF after today's stream. Next, we want to look at managing stress by practicing mindfulness. The good news is, today's boxing workout will be a good starting point for this. A boxing round is a sequence of being tensed and relaxed. Because of that, I found that the skill of relaxing myself in stressful situations has carried over outside the ring as well. And also, once again, make sure you check out the free campaign journal for even more ideas. The third objective is to increase our confidence and a sense of self-worth by focusing on positivity. In my experience, I've found that combat sports like boxing, as well as martial arts like karate, have helped me to become more confident and feel better about myself. The process of pushing through my limits and getting stronger makes me feel like I can handle anything life throws at me. You need to be your own cheering section, but I'll also do my best in these streams to let you know how awesome you are for taking on such a tremendous challenge. You've already done amazingly just by committing to showing up and being ready to work. We can't fail today. We can only hit our limit, and that will only make us stronger going forward. The fourth objective is to build and use a support group to help us when we need it. An adventurer doesn't battle dragons alone. They need a party. Luckily for us, we've got one right here. You've got me and everyone else in chat encouraging you. Off stream, please head over to discord.gg/blindwave to the Roll with the Punches channel to talk together. Reach out to your family and friends to help you when you're feeling low. And talk to your doctor and therapist, especially if you think you might be suffering from anxiety, depression, or any other mental illness. We've got to recuperate our mind as much as our body. I'm not a doctor, a therapist, or an expert boxing trainer, but I have all 3 of those in my adventuring party. While I'm happy to share what I've learned, these workouts are more about accountability and motivation, as opposed to training you to be the next world champion. Please make sure you speak with your doctor if you have any concerns about starting a workout routine. While the Roll with the Punches system has helped me, it isn't a replacement for expert advice and treatment, so please seek help when you need it. Alright, now that I've defined the goals of Roll with the Punches, let's learn about what you can expect from today's stream, as well as how to punch with a tutorial. First, you don't need any special equipment to follow along with today's workout. You only really need the following to get started. Comfortable workout clothes, socks, and shoes. The flatter the shoe, the better. Water or a sports drink, a towel, an open space, at least enough to take 4 small steps in each direction and then to punch without hitting anything. And a fighting spirit. Here's some optional equipment you may want to consider. A heavy bag. You can do all these workouts shadow boxing without a heavy bag, but a bag will help you build power. Plus, it just feels satisfying to hit something. Make sure you take it easy starting out, and note that if you are hitting a bag, the next 2 items become required. Hand wraps and boxing gloves. Wrapping your hands will protect them, as well as your wrists if you're hitting the bag. You should wear gloves hitting the heavy bag, and you can wear them shadow boxing if you want to make the rounds harder. If you don't have gloves but want to push yourself, you can hold hand weights, no more than a pound. Just make sure they don't slip. A yoga mat. We do some ab exercises and possibly some other exercises down on the ground. A yoga mat will make these more comfortable, but you can use a towel if you're in a pinch. Jump rope and jump rope pad. I'll show you other exercises that you can do instead of jump roping, but jumping rope is a great workout, and it will help your boxing in a number of ways. Okay, let's talk about the workout. Make sure you pace yourself. Go easy, especially if you're new to boxing or exercise in general. You can always up the volume and intensity as you get more experienced. Don't feel the need to follow my pace. You can go slower or you can go faster. Boxing rounds are broken up into difficulty levels. Level 1 is the easiest, with level 3 being the most difficult. Here's the breakdown. If you're following along at level 1, you will have 1 minute of work time, followed by 1 minute off, repeated. Just follow along with my instructions, when to start and stop, and you'll be fine. Take 2 to 4 breaths between each combo at least. Level 2, you'll have 2 minutes on and 2 minutes off. Level 3 works the full 3-minute round and has a 1-minute rest between rounds. The volume and speed in which you throw the punches, plus head movement and footwork, will all determine how hard of a workout each round is. Start off easy, but challenge yourself as you find out what your limit is. Now that we're properly equipped and you know what to expect, let's start the tutorial. Please note that this is a very brief overview of these techniques. I'm just going over enough so that you can follow along with the workout. You can find a lot of other videos on YouTube that cover the techniques in more detail. Feel free to ask questions during the stream too. Also, there isn't a perfect way to do these techniques that work for everybody. You may need to adjust things slightly to make them work for you. In this intro, I'll be covering the basic boxing stance, breathing, and the 2 basic punches. Let's start with the boxing stance. This is the foundation that we'll be building everything off from, so it's the most important of the 3. To get into a basic boxing stance, stand with your feet about shoulder width apart. Now take your dominant foot and step back. You'll know you're at about the right position if you take a knee and your knee reaches the heel of your front foot. And there's about a fist worth of space between your knee and heel. You might need to adjust this a little. Go ahead and stand back up. Now we need to turn our body slightly inwards. To do this, we rotate our back foot somewhere between 45 and 90 degrees outward. We then can rotate our front foot slightly, up to 45 degrees. You can check that you're in the right position by moving your back foot in a straight line up to your front toe. Our back heel should line up with our front toe. Now, we want to bend our knees a few inches. This will help us be balanced in a variety of positions and help us be able to move quickly. It's also great for working out the legs. We want our weight to be evenly dispersed between our front and back legs. Your weight should be on the balls of your feet. Your back heel should be slightly off the ground. Your front heel can be elevated or planted, but the weight should still be forwards on the ball of the foot. Great job. Now we're in our boxing stance. I know it's a lot to take in, so let's do it again. Stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Take a step backwards with your dominant foot. Imagine a line between your legs and make sure that each foot is on either side, like you're taking a stride. Turn your feet in so that your back heel and front toes are touching that imaginary line. Bend your knees. Lift your back heel. Make sure your weight is even across both legs and on the balls of your feet. Okay, now let's try to move in this stance. To move in a direction, we will shift our weight to the opposite foot before taking a step. Let's try moving forward. Shift your weight to your back leg and take a step with your front foot. Good. Now, shift your weight to your front leg and step that back foot up the same distance, making sure to keep your knees bent and your stance at a proper width. Weight should be on the balls of your feet. Kneel to check your stance. Okay, let's start again and take 4 steps forward. Weight on the back foot, stepping with the front. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Now let's step backwards. Shift your weight to your front leg. Now step back with your back foot. Shift the weight again to the back leg and step the front foot back the same distance. Kneel to check your stance. Good. Let's get back up into our stance and step backwards 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Left and right are similar. To move left, we will put our weight on our right leg and step with the left. Now let's take 4 steps. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember, knees bent, weight on the balls of the feet, and it becomes equally distributed between both legs once we've finished our step. Now let's go to the right. Weight on the left leg and step to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, great. Now let's go back to center and try it all together. Forward, 1, 2, 3, 4. Back, 1, 2, 3, 4. Left, 1, 2, 3, 4. And right, 1, 2, 3, 4. Good job. Now that our lower body's in the right position, we need to work on our upper body. We bring our hands up to about the corners of our mouth, making sure our elbows are tucked in. I like to leave my hands here, but a more traditional position for your hands would be to take your rear hand in front of your face about a thumb's width away. From there, your lead hand is an outspread hand's width from your rear hand. Make sure you're not blocking your vision, but are protecting your face. Also, make sure to keep that chin tucked downwards. Okay, great. We have learned the basic boxing stance. There's a lot of variations and other more advanced techniques that we will be getting into during other streams, but this is good enough for today. It'll get us started. So now let's get into the punches. The jab, or as I will call it, the number 1, will be the punch that we are throwing the most. It travels straight towards our opponent while twisting inward. We're also going to practice throwing it with a step. This is what it will look like. Slowly. And with speed. Now let's go over it step by step. Get into your boxing stance. Make sure your knees are bent, chin down, hands up, but be relaxed. Don't tense your shoulders or clench your fists. Now slowly and while relaxed, bring your lead hand straight forward at a height where your opponent's jaw would be. As the jab extends, it is rotating inward. Be careful your elbow doesn't flare out. You can check yourself by throwing this with your front shoulder touching a wall or a punching bag. The punch should travel straight through a pipe with no part of the fist or arm hitting the pipe side. Your hand should be relaxed for as long as possible. We only clench our fist before impact. Make sure your thumb is outside your fist. We're impacting with our first 2 knuckles. Pull out some finger guns so we can check our wrist alignment. Where your fingers are pointing is where the power is driving. We want to make sure our wrist is straight. Stick your guns away and now bring the punch straight back so that your hands are back in your guard. Make sure your hands are relaxed on the way back in. All right, let's try it. Drive your front hand forward. Once you get to this point, start the rotation. Clench your fist before impact. Now that we're extended, check your wrist alignment. Okay, now bring it back. Great. Let's try that 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now let's add a little speed and power to it with the help of a step. This time as we throw the jab, put your weight on your back foot and step with the front as you throw the jab. Your foot should come down as the punch impacts. Then, as you bring the punch back, step back with your front foot back into its original position, into your boxing stance. Let's try that again. Okay, good. Now 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great job. That's the basics of the jab. Before we move on to the next punch, let's learn how to breathe with our punches. Whether you're breathing correctly with your punches will make the biggest difference in your exhaustion level for today's work. There we go. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. Happy Saturday, hope everyone's having a wonderful weekend. Get this fixed, and then we will get started. How's everyone doing today? I'm ready to go. Excited to work it. We're going to be working on the inside today. You can do the shadow boxing or on the heavy bag. On the heavy bag, I'm going to use an elastic strap to kind of keep it close next to me. to sort of simulate that being right on the inside with someone. And then we're going to work 4 rounds today. I'll go over each of the rounds. We're also going to be, I think, introducing, I don't think we've covered it yet, the shift step, which is, it's like the Mike Tyson Customato, where you're shifting very quickly to get a different angle on someone. So we're going to be doing that with some different inside combos. And then we're going to be working a little bit of power today. Later on in the last round, we're just going to be alternating hooks, but we're going to try to throw those with power. And we're going to try to keep it steady and just work. That last round won't be about quickness. You still want to use good technique, but it's going to be about trying to get power into each of those hooks. Is how it's going to go. And then for critical hit, we're just going to do ladders, but instead of straight punches like we were doing before, we'll do some uppercuts for the ladders, or you can do some hooks. For the uppercuts, since we don't have an uppercut bag, we'll just do those shadow boxing. But if you want to do it on the bag, you can do hooks, or you can just miss the bag. Just left the gym, but made it stream. Awesome. Welcome. Thanks for coming. Oh, I worked this yesterday, and obliques are a little sore, so it's going to be especially sore after today. But inside's fun. There's still, you want to make sure your legs are bent, but it works the legs in a different way than working on the outside. There's not a lot of like quick movements and such. You're just sort of stationary. You're still rotating the hips and you're low, but we don't have to worry about the steps so much. Although we are going to throw in that shift step today, which is a tricky technique. I want to make sure you take it slow as you're getting the hang of it. Well, without further ado, let's talk about the shift step. Get a drink, find my water, there it is. Okay, so the idea of the shift step is if you are in front of your opponent and throwing combinations, then they know relatively where those punches are going to be coming from, right? So my best guard is going to be in front of me. Now you can mix up levels, straight punches, and hooks to sort of manipulate that, but I'm still best guarded here. If you can get around me from a different angle, not only am I going to have trouble blocking that, but it's going to be especially difficult for me to return punches until I get facing towards you. So if I'm like this, and all of a sudden you're over here, there's not much I can do without shifting my stance, and that's going to take me time, and in that time, you're already throwing combinations. Now, the shift step, it takes a lot out of the legs, as you will find. So you really need to condition the legs if you're going to be using this technique often, because you're not straight-legged and you're not hopping to do it. You've got to be low to start, and you keep low or you go even a little lower as you make that motion. And as you throw that, as you'll see, it really takes a toll on the legs. It's also best when you have someone like backed into a corner on the ropes, because if they see it coming, they can just move around in the opposite direction to just sort of get away, right? But you can sort of chase them down, but again, that takes a lot of work from the legs. So you're going to feel in the legs today, even though we're not doing a lot of footwork in between the combos. But because of those shift steps, it's really going to work it. So you can sort of end the shift step in two different ways, which is another really cool thing about it. So you can do a shift step normally, and you just switch the angle, right? Let me move back so you can see my feet a little better. So if my opponent's in front of me, throw my combination, shift step, my left leg is still forward since I'm an orthodox here. So I'm just in the same stance, but at a different angle. But if you're especially close, or if you just kind of want to catch them off guard maybe, instead, you can end the shift step with your opposite foot forward and switch your stance, and then come at them from a different angle, but also from a different stance. And then if they retreat, you can take a step forward with your opposite leg in order to get back into your normal stance. You could do another shift step in order to get back. You could step back and get back into it if you don't want to stay in that other stance, or if you work the other stance you feel comfortable, you can stay in that other stance for a while. I don't know what the best guideline is for working the other stance, but I try to work it, I'd say about 20% of the time. So 80% I'm in my orthodox. But 1-2 rounds, depending on how many rounds I'm working, I'll work it from the southpaw stance. I find that it helps my main stance because I have to think about the balance in a different way, and I sort of have to think about it a little more because the muscle memory isn't quite as there, and it helps my main stance. And also, it just opens up opportunities for if I do want to switch, I'm not going to be, I came way too far up. If I do want to switch, I'm not going to be in uncharted territory in a stance that I've never been in before. Because I might, technique might fall apart if I'm getting pressured, and I step back like this, because you can move a lot of ground quickly if you're alternating like this, rather than the small shuffle steps that we've been working on before. So if I'm really getting pressured and I need to get out of there quick, I might find myself just in this stance, and I should be ready to be able to do something from it. But the shift step, it's a fun one. We're going to work on it right now. We're going to do it in drills. Let's try to do 10. So we'll do it each side. So we'll go clockwise and then counterclockwise. We'll do the shift step, and I'll go over step by step how to do it. But we'll do the shift step, we'll throw an uppercut, and then we'll shift step the other way and throw an uppercut. And that's going to be 1. And then we'll do that 10 times. We'll work it slow, feel the motion, feel the balance, and then we'll start incorporating that into the combos once we move forward. Okay, so the shift step. So I'll start with what it isn't. It isn't a hop. So both feet are not coming off the ground at the same time, and we're not raising our level in order to do it. So it's not this. Okay? Not this. When we do it fast, it kind of looks like that, but it's important to remember, we're not hopping, okay? It's still a step. It's a shift step. It's a series of steps. All right, so if I'm in my orthodox stance, and if I want to go clockwise, I'm going to bring my rear foot in, okay, very close in, and then I'm going to step with the front foot in sort of that, let's see, what would that be? 90 degrees? Like so. Move back so you can see my feet. So I step in with the rear, and I'm only like this for a moment because you don't want to stand like this and fight with your feet very close together, right? You can't have balance. You can't throw techniques. If you're hit at all, you're going to fall over. But it's just for a moment. It comes in, and as soon as it lands, this one moves out. Like this. And you can get that going very fast. But to begin with, it's just going to be slow, like so. So start it like this, and you can start to pick up speed. So I'm sort of falling into it almost in order to really get that speed. Because we're doing that in middle combination. We want to be in that new position before they have a chance to react. It's sort of the end goal. So to go in the opposite direction, if I'm in an orthodox stance and I want to go counterclockwise, I'm going to bring the lead leg back, and then the rear leg is going to step out, like so. Okay? And you do that just a few times, staying low. You can tell it takes a lot out of the legs. So let's go ahead and do that 10 times, and then maybe we'll do 10 more, ending up in an opposite stance, okay? But let's do the normal ones first. So we're going to get down in our boxing stance, okay? Want to make sure we're starting from a level balanced platform, knees bent, hands up, okay? We're going to go clockwise, counterclockwise, and that's 1. So I'm going to start by stepping with the back foot in, and then lead foot out and to the side. So I'm facing same opponent, but from a different angle. Okay? So 1, and then we just do it, so 1, and we're going to throw an uppercut at the end of it. So I'm going to throw a rear uppercut. Step back, make sure you got your stance, and then bring the lead leg back. Position yourself kind of back to where you started. We're going to throw a lead uppercut. That's 1. Let's do it again. Shift step, uppercut, reset, shift step, uppercut. That's 2. Shift step, uppercut, shift step, uppercut. Okay? 3. Shift step, uppercut, shift step, uppercut. 4. And shift step, uppercut, shift step, uppercut. 5. I'm going to do this one slow again. Shift step, uppercut, shift step, uppercut. 6. Shift step, uppercut, shift step, uppercut. 7. Shift step, uppercut, shift step, uppercut. 8. Shift step, uppercut, shift step, uppercut. 9. Shift step, uppercut, shift step, uppercut. 10. Come up, kick out your legs. If you don't have any questions, it might not feel natural at first, but if something feels particularly off, ask about it, and maybe I can help. Remember, it's not a hop. And as soon as one foot hits, the other goes. So both feet never leave the ground. Just sort of circling back and forth, throwing that uppercut. If you want to do it without the uppercut, that's okay. Just work on the step for now. Okay. If you have any questions, ask them. I'll come back to them. Now let's just do a couple where we're ending up in a different stance this time. So it's the same idea, but instead of bringing, so if I'm going clockwise, instead of bringing that lead leg to the front like this, I'm instead going to just kind of bring it to the side so that now my right leg is forward. So I step in, step this out this way, watch my hips, they're facing forward, now they're facing to the side, or facing this way, like this. But now my opposite foot is forward, and I can throw an uppercut. So I'd probably throw a rear uppercut after that. And then it's the same idea going the other way. So if I want to go counterclockwise, I would shift step. Let's see. It's hard to do it slow sometimes. So I would bring my front foot back, and I would step this sort of out and back this way. No, wait. Nope, that's not right. That gets me back there. That's a normal one. So it would be okay, I think I would do it. I think I would do more of a pivot. So I'd step this one forward, I think, and pivot this way. I'm trying to think. Yeah, that one's hard for me. If I wanted to end up over there, it would be bring this back, forward and back. It seems like too much of a movement. I think I'm going to have to work that one some more. Yeah, I'm going to have to work that one more. We'll have to come back. But going clockwise, just shifting like that. So bringing this foot in, this foot back, ending up in a different position. So let's just work that 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. All right, shake it out. We're going to go over the combos. Then we'll get right to them. I'm going to do it on the heavy bag. You guys can do it shadow boxing, and I'll demonstrate them without the bag. First one, just sort of getting warmed up. I think we've done something like this before, but we're going to start off just all hooks. So we start with a rear hook to the body, lead hook to the body, rear hook to the head, lead hook to the head. So we're just sort of climbing up with our hooks. 4, 3, 4, 3. That's how it's going to work. Now, when you're in close, so we've been working the twisting of the foot in order to activate those hips. When you're in really close, you can still generate power without twisting your foot, but you're still twisting those hips. So it's still the same motion, it's just less exaggerated. So I'll do that for all of my combos, but I notice in particular when I'm in close, because I don't know if they're going to be like pressing into me, I need to make sure that I'm sort of balanced all the time. I'll just get those hips, bring that opposite shoulder back, keep my hand up. But I can still generate a ton of power. Also, when I'm on the inside, I tend to be a little more square and my stance a little bit wider. That allows me to generate that power. It also opens up more of a target, so there's a downside to it. And you can still definitely be inside in this normal, more bladed stance. But especially for the rear hook to the body, I've kind of got to bring my foot around with it in order to really get that power. So that's the first one. 4 body, 3 body, 4 up top, 3 up top. Next one's going to have our first shift. So it's going to be a 4 to the body. So rear hook to the body, lead hook to the head. Then we're going to shift step to the left or clockwise. So 4, 3, shift step. As soon as we're planted from the shift step, rear uppercut. Then a shovel hook 7, overhand right 8. If we're on the inside, it's hard to throw your normal straight punches. If I'm in like this, I can't get that extension like this. But with an overhand right, because it's sort of coming a little more downwards and my elbow is more bent, I can still throw that fairly powerfully on the inside. I can put my body behind it. So the 8 is something that's nice on the inside. And if you're on the inside, you can throw a straight punch while moving out. So if I were to be inside, then I wanted to move out, I could throw a jab maybe, or a rear cross, something like that. But when you're on the inside and that's where you want to be, or that's where they are making you be, it's tough to throw those straight punches. So we got to rely on hooks, uppercuts, maybe that overhand right. So that's the second combo, is a 4 to the body, 3 to the head, shift step clockwise, 6, 7, 8. Okay? Third round. On the inside, we're starting with 2 uppercuts. If you're on the bag, I would not hit this style bag with these uppercuts up close. It's too likely, I think we're going to hurt our wrists. So I just sort of go up like this. I don't know if you can see it. Right? So I just miss the bag entirely and throw my uppercuts. And then I come back with the hooks, the shifts, so on and so forth. So for this one, it's 5, 6. So lead uppercut, rear uppercut. And then we're going to do the rear side again. So from that rear uppercut, it's going to be a rear hook to the body. So we can go straight into it. It does take a little extra beat in order to set it up. Or if you want, you could throw in a slip or come with a duck or something like that. Sort of build it up, allow it for a little more power. But it's going to be 5, 6, 4 to the body, then a shift step to the right or counterclockwise. So 5, 6, bam. And then I'm going to end it with a lead hook to the head. So as I shift like this, I end with the weight on my front foot. So because that weight's already there, I can use that preloading in order to shift the weight backwards and put that into that lead hook. So you can get a lot of power very quickly coming off that shift step, as long as you can make sure you've got the balance and your knees are bent at the end of it. And that just takes time and practice. So that's going to be the third round. 5, 6, 4 to the body, shift 3. And the last one is easy. Well, It's easy for the mind, tough for the body. So we're just going to alternate hooks, and we want these powerful. So you don't have to just go straight with no breaks. You can, but you could rest in between. So it's just going to be rear hook, lead hook. But I'm throwing it with power. So I can do 2 in a row. I could do 1, reset, do the other one. I could just keep going the whole time through. Or I can do a few and then back it off a little bit. But we're going to be doing that the whole round, so make sure that you pace yourself, okay? But we're going to be trying to get power on those shots is the idea. And you can do that shadow boxing. Just make sure you don't get off balance, right? You're not... I'm stopping here and resetting. I'm not... It's not so much power that I'm throwing my center of balance off because I got to come back with the next one. And if they're not there, I don't want to fall on my face. So it's as much power as we can generate with good technique. And we can generate a lot of power just by rotating those hips, bringing that opposite shoulder back. And we're not using the arms. The arm is locked and loaded. And it's just following the rest of the body, okay? We're not swiping with it. Once you get the technique down, you can swipe with it a little at the end, but until you have it down, don't do that. Get the technique right first. You shouldn't have to swipe your arm in order to generate the power. And that's going to be it. 4 rounds. And then we're going to do ladders, which we've done those before. The ones we've done before have been straight punches. So it'd be 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 10. Then we count it back down. So 10 to 8 to 6 to 4 to 2, and then back up again. But it says straight punches. We'll try to do that on the inside. So we can do it with uppercuts, or we can do it with hooks, okay? These don't have to be full power. We're going to do as many of those as we can with good technique in 20 seconds. Okay, it's going to be a critical hit. So 20 seconds doing those ladders, and then 20 seconds off. And we'll do that 4 times, all right? Then we'll do abs, and then we're done. All right, let's get another drink. Oh, make sure we're ready to go. I got to put my gloves on. I also need to reposition the camera. So when you're doing the shift step on a bag like this, with these feet here, you got to be careful that you're not going to land on one of these. So if I'm shift stepping clockwise, I start over on the right side so that I can go bam, bam. So I've got that room in order to make that step. If it's just hanging from the ceiling, you got no problems. If you're shadow boxing, you got no problems. But if you have a bag like this, you have to make sure you're not landing on these legs. And for the first round and the last round, I'm going to use this band around the bag and around my hips. But I don't think I'm going to do the shift step with this. I probably could, but I don't think I'm going to. All right, I think that will be okay. Maybe we should bring it back just a little bit so we can see my feet the whole way through. I think that'll be all right. Maybe a little closer. A little closer. All right. Whew. Let's get this party started. Grab my gloves. All right. Got my remote. I should put the gloves on last. So this first round, I don't have to throw all of these hooks as powerfully as I can. And you can do this however you want. You can work your way up to it. So you can start with a 4 to the body, and then do a 4 to the body, 3 to the body, work it that way. Or you can just start from the beginning, 4, 3, 4, 3, okay? You can mix up those intensities for each of them, so you can save the power for the last one. You can have power for all of them, but it's not like the last round, where the last round, every hook we throw is gonna be a punch with pretty much maximum power. All right, so let's get that on. Oh yeah, so it's gonna be tricky. We gotta push this first. Gotta hurry up and get over there. We'll see how this goes. All right, so I'm gonna do this. Oh, no, okay, yep. My bad. I gotta start this timer first. So I'm probably gonna start a little late, but you go right when the buzzer goes. But it's probably gonna take me a little bit to get over there and make this work. All right, so I'm gonna hit this. 10 seconds, you're gonna go. All right. Yeah, the band is to make sure you're staying close and to make sure that the bag doesn't move around too much. Oh, nope, okay. My bad, hang on. All right, hit this. It's kind of like if someone was holding the bag for you. All right, and go. All right, that works, sweet. So it's gonna be rear hook to the body, lead hook to the body, rear hook to the head, lead hook to the head. And we're gonna work it. This is our first round, so don't go too crazy. Keep your guard up, because you're on the inside, you're in danger. So make sure your defense is good. Knees bent the whole time. 4 to the body, 3 to the body, 4 to the head, 3 to the head. So I'm trying to keep my other hand up while still using my hips to generate power. We can do some with speed. We can do each one with power. Keep balanced. Keep that guard up. Keep your focus the whole time. Level 1, take a break. I forgot music. We'll go. Too late now. Let's go. There we go. Gotta keep focused the whole time. Opponent's right in front of you. Gotta make sure we're guarding, while still climbing up with those hooks. Rear hook to the body. Lead hook to the body. Rear hook to the head. Lead hook to the head. I'm gonna try it with some speed this time. There we go. I still want to stay as relaxed as I can on the inside. If I'm tight the whole time, I'm going to gas out quick. So my hands are up, but my hands are open in this guard, if they can be, if he's not directly attacking. That's it. Keep it up. Level 1, come back in. Here we go. I'm planted, knees are bent, hands are up, elbows tucked in. I can still see. I might not be able to see his head, but I can see his chest. And I know what punches he's throwing because I can see them. And so if he's coming to my body, I can drop that hand so my elbow blocks it. There we go. Got to be on the whole time. Can't relax. I mean, we can relax, but we can't bring our hands down. We can't lose our focus. Make sure you keep breathing. There it is. Come on, we're almost there. One last one. Good. Now you can relax. Shake it out. Whew. All right. Next round. I'm going to take this off. we're going to throw in our shift step. So it's going to be a rear hook to the body. Shift step. Move this back. Move this back. Rear hook to the body. Shift step clockwise. And I'm going to throw that lead hook in as soon as I am shifted. Bam. No, sorry. Got that wrong. Rear hook to the body, lead hook to the head, then shift into an uppercut. 7 and 8. Okay? So, rear hook, body, lead hook, head, shift step, rear uppercut, shovel hook, overhand right. All right, let's get this going. Let's go. And 4 body, 3, shift left, 6, 7, 8. All right, you're gonna try it with some speed this time. Nope. I hopped. Yeah, not too bad. Making sure I keep that balance. I'm on the inside still. Lean forward a little too much on the end there. It's a little off balance. It's better. Keep it up. Rear hook to the body. Lead hook to the head. Shift step left. Rear uppercut. Shovel hook. Overhand right. Then walk it back to the starting position. Or if you're shadow boxing, you can just keep going. Level 1, take a break. On the inside. All right, I'm going to try some speed with that shift step this time. Nope. Okay. All right, not too bad. Working it. It's important that I get the technique right. More than speed, more than power. Those will come. Level 1's about ready to come back in. 4 to the body, 3 to the head, shift step to the left, rear uppercut, shovel hook, overhand right. Here we go. Feeling in the legs, I bet. Nope. Come on. Keep it up. Here we go. Level 1 is back in. Level 2 is taking a break. We're almost to the last minute. Here we go. On the inside. Got my balance. Keeping low as I do that shift step. Into the rear uppercut. Everyone rest. All right. Now we shift step to the right. So it's a 5. It's a 5, 6, then right to the body. So we're doubling up on that same side. Shift stepping to the right into a lead uppercut. So I'm going to start more over to the right this time. Over to the left, sorry. Missing that bag with the uppercuts. Doubling up on that right side. Shift stepping to the left into a lead uppercut. 5 seconds. Here we go. Lead uppercut. Rear uppercut. Right hook to the body. Shift step to the right. Lead uppercut. Nope. Hooked my arm on that one. I was thinking about the step before I finished the hook. Gotta get each technique right. Ended up too close on that one. 5, 6, 4, 3. All right, level 1, take a break. Everyone else keep going. 5, 6, 4 to the body, shift 3. Whew. Keep low. Legs are feeling it. Keep it up. Come on. Just gonna practice and shift step a little. Make sure I got it. There we go. There it is. Level 1, come back in. Level 2, take a break. Let's go. Nope. There we go. Slowing it down. Making sure got all those techniques. Don't want to rush it. There it is. That feels pretty good. 20 more seconds. Come on. Lead uppercut. Rear uppercut. Rear hook. Shift step. Lead hook to the head. Almost there. Come on, one more. Time. Nicely done. Woo. All right. Next one, alternating hooks. Where's my water? There it is. You can switch it up between body and head. Keep it the same. We're throwing with power. Pace yourself. Don't be afraid to take several breaths in between. So we can't give it 100%. It's really tough to give it 100% for 3 minutes. Oh. Need my band. All right, get ready. And go. Alternate between rear and lead. Put my band back on so that it stays. All right, we're on the inside. Keep that guard up and go. Hard to generate that power. So close on the inside. Make sure you're breathing. Don't hold your breath to do it. I can switch which one I'm doing first. So this time lead rear. Celsius! There it is. Don't be afraid to take some breaths in between. Level 1's about ready to take a break. But keep that guard up, even if you're not punching. Stance low, guard up. Then when you caught your breath, go back to it. There it is. Oh no, my mic. Gotta fix it. Keep those hands up. Put it over here. Keep it up. But watch your wrist alignment if you're on the bag. Don't hurt your wrist. If you haven't got the technique down, don't be afraid to take it a little easier. Don't want to hurt those wrists. Let's go. Let's see, level 1's taking a break, but coming back in 10 seconds. Come on, let's go. All right, level 1, back in. Level 2, take a break. Hands up. Got sweat in my eyes. Let's go, come on. Keep it up. Feels good to throw power. Can you hear it? Come on. Keep breathing. Keep those hands up. Almost there. Come on. Less than 20 seconds. Almost there. Come on. Time. All right. Nicely done. Woo. My mic fell off. Feels good. All right. Let's reset this clock. Going into critical hit. Where's my timer? Darn it. How'd I lose it? There it is. Yeah. All right, let's keep that good feeling going. Four rounds. So 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. I'm gonna go ahead and do it with gloves on. Makes it a little more challenging. We're just going to uppercut ladders or hook ladders. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth. All right, stop this, stop this. All right, I got the wrong critical hit up, but we're doing ladders. Ladders, inside punches. All right, I'll wipe my sweat off. I sweat a lot when I work out. That's why I like the Hayabusa T3s, because they have like a sweat cloth on the thumb, so you can wipe it off. Usually got to wear some sort of headband. All right, 20 seconds on, 20 seconds off. 4 rounds, abs, and we're done. Get one glove on, we'll start the timer, then we'll go. Okay, we're gonna go in 10 seconds. Get it on, come on. Go, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. And break. Okay, I'm not going to count the next ones. I'm just going to breathe. So you're on your own. You might do whole rounds of this. A minute, 2 minutes. But for now, just 20 seconds. Let's go. Lost count. And back. And break. 2 more rounds, halfway done. Come on. Woo! Get a little stick in those punches. Don't just lazily throw them out there. Let's go.
break, last round. And abs, then we're done. Come on. Shake those arms out. Catch your breath. Get ready. Let's go. All right, time. Abs, stretch, cool down, done. Here it is. Get my mat. All right. So those hooks, those uppercuts, work the obliques. So just gonna work some core abs, like upper abs, lower abs. We've done all these before. So I'm gonna do flutter kicks, then crisscrosses, knee tucks, punch-ups, crunches, and then we're done. I'm gonna do it for 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. You can do 10 of each, whatever you feel like, whatever your level is. You can do 20 on, 20 off. I'm gonna do my normal 20 on, 10 off. That's sort of my standard. Sometimes I'll do 50 reps. Just depends. All right. Whew. Thank you, Simplicity. Oh. All right, let's get this done. Then we'll cool down and chat. We still got some work to do. We're gonna start in 10 seconds. Starting with flutter kicks. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Breathe while working it. Breathe in and out of the abs. Come on, 3, 2, 1. Here we go. A little bit of a rest. And then I'm going to do crisscrosses. 2, 1, go. Try to keep those legs straight. You can put your hands down, make it a little easier. You can have your hands up. You can throw punches while you're going. Come on, let's go. 5 more seconds. Time. All right, let's do knee tucks next. Go. Knee tuck. Hands, make a little. Try to go all the way out. Come back. Sort of rowing motion. Come on. Oh, I can feel it in my legs. The shift steps are not easy. 2, 1. Time. All right, lay down on your back. Reach ups, so like punching into the air. Hands relaxed though, don't do fists. But bring your shoulders up off the ground. And alternate, right and left. Keep it up. Come on. Only one more after this. 5 more seconds. There we go. All right, last one, crunches. My legs come up into the air, hands behind my head, and crunch it. Come on, 5 more. Time. Set it up. All right, I'm gonna hit cool down. We'll stretch it out, we'll talk. I forgot to switch to abs, darn it. I always forget something. All right, let's clear this. Clear this. And cool it down. All right. All right, sitting down, stretching it out front. Trying to touch both toes. All right, peeking on the diet. So I definitely fell off the routine for a bit to the left. So I was out for, man, like 8 weeks after my vasectomy, and then went to London, slipped a disc in my back to the right. So I was out another like 3 or 4 weeks, maybe longer than that. Right leg over the left, turn it around. It freaked me out real bad. Switch. So after that, I was having panic attacks every time I worked out. So I had to slow things down, rewire my brain to sort of build upon successes. So not go to the point of failure, to the point of those panic attacks. Over to Cobra. And like Maggie would come in with me, so I wasn't alone, and help me sort of work through the panic attacks if I had them. Downward dog. So, you know, we're talking like 4 months where I couldn't work out how I was accustomed to working out. And during that time, my diet slipped. Let's walk it up slow. So I had a lot of problems with acid reflux. So I was just eating anything that I could kind of stomach. Let's reach it up. So it's really been, I would say, last week and this week that I've kind of really gotten back into it. Been tracking what I've been eating again. Hasn't been perfect. But I've been trying to exercise 6 days a week. I'm still keeping it a little bit less than I used to do because, you know, the full workout day is like 2 to 3 hours for me. So starting at like 20 minutes and just sort of working my way back up. Closer to like 40 minutes now, but I'm not trying to build it up slow. So I gained probably, let's see, maybe like 12, 15 pounds, I would say, from like when I was at the peak-ish before the vasectomy, and then, you know, 10, 15 pounds, and I would say, oh, let's see, 10 to 12% body fat, I would say, that came as well. So now I'm trying to get back into it, trying to cut it back. Rotator cuff left. So as far as diet goes, the first step for me is I have everything set in an app. I use MyFitnessPal, I think it's called. But I have my goal of losing a pound a week. And that gives me my calories for the day. And I just track everything. I track my workouts. Oh, I'm going to go do wall angels because I need those for my shoulder. I'll go back up and talk about, someone said they were having some shoulder pains. I'll talk about that after. I don't know, you probably can't see very well, but just wall angels. I got to do this for my shoulders. So I'm just keeping everything against the wall and reaching up as high as I can while keeping everything connected to the wall. Back down, try to do 10 of those. So first step is just watching the calories, and then just watching my micronutrients as well, so macronutrients. I'd have to look at what it is, but I think it's 50% carbs, and then 25 and 25 proteins and fats. I think it's how I have it set up. And then that app also covers the micronutrients as well, so you know, your irons and potassium, all that business. So I'm going to do my neck, so neck to the left. There is a free version. There's also a paid version. The paid version is nice. It doesn't have ads, but you can scan barcodes and it automatically adds the food for you. But you can also just search them most times and find it that way. Okay, no, sorry, to the left and then look down. But yeah, for losing weight, diet is going to be the biggest one. And then exercise helps with that. So if you're doing cardio stuff, if you're doing boxing, if you're doing running, you're burning a lot of calories, then that allows you to eat a little more because you're burning some of it. Or if you want to build muscle, then the best way to do that is weightlifting. Usually like a progressive overload thing. But for me, I just want to be the best at boxing that I can. I mean, goal number one is to feel good, right? So to help with the anxiety, the stress, the aches and pains that comes along with the anxiety, like the tense muscles and stuff. Just helping mentally and physically. So that's number one. And the number two is just be as good at boxing as I can. So everything for the workouts are all towards boxing. It's not towards building bigger muscles or even towards losing fat. It's just, that's a consequence of what I'm doing in order to get better at boxing. So like, looking good or having big muscles is not enough of a motivating factor for me, but mastering something is a motivating factor. And doing what I need to do in order to be happy and healthy for myself, my family, my friends. Those are factors that can drive me to do whatever it takes in order to get those done. So you need to find whatever that is for you. You need to find something that is more important than the other stuff. So it's more important than eating the tasty food, than sitting down watching TV. Whatever that stuff is, it's got to be something that to you is more important than all that, or else you're not going to be able to stick with it. It's pretty much as simple as that. So you got to find that thing first, and just do that through experimentation, I would say. Like, just try different exercises, and try crazy exercises, like try dancing, try skating, try boxing, try weightlifting. Like, it's not the same for everyone. So just try to find that thing that you can be passionate about that's worth more than the other stuff. And don't beat up on yourself too much if you fall back to the other stuff. You don't want to make it so strict that it's not something that you can keep with. So, I still eat things that I enjoy to eat. I just watch how much I eat, and I got no problem working out. So like, my body's kind of weird in that I kind of got to set alarms and remind myself to eat sometimes, because I'll come in here, I'll burn so many calories. And part of it's the acid reflux, which makes it like you don't want to eat. And anxiety messes with your stomach, you don't want to eat. So the food part's not too hard for me. And I know that's hard for a lot of people. So don't make it an impossible challenge and then beat yourself up for not accomplishing that impossible thing. Take it slow, rewire your brain for success. Build those goals up over time. Don't start with 10 3-minute rounds of boxing and then week after week after week, you're not doing that and it just beats you down mentally. That can be your long-term goal, but have those short-term goals and reward yourself for hitting them. So all this is covered in the journal over at rollpunches.com. You can track this stuff. You can reward yourself for the short-term goals. You draw a goal map in a sort of D&D style dungeon. You work through it, and you believe in yourself. But I am not a superhuman. I struggle with anything I do in the physical realm. So like, I'm still not the best at these shift steps, but you know, I've been working on these for a year. Not necessarily every day, 5 days a week or 6 days a week, but hundreds and hundreds of hours. Like nothing comes natural to me. So if it doesn't come natural to you, don't worry about it. You'll get it. You'll work at it. If you don't have someone looking at your technique, film yourself so you can look at your own technique and compare, like have your video playing and then have like a professional boxer's playing. Like maybe don't go after mine, but like I really like Precision Striking as a YouTube channel. Tony Jeffries, I think is his name. There's a lot of really good YouTube channels out there from pro boxers. So like compare how they look versus how you look. And then sort of build yourself up that way. I had another point, but I lost it. I want to go back and I want to talk about, someone was talking about some shoulder problems. So we'll talk about that. Let's find it here. Oh yeah, but not a superhuman. Like started life out as like terrible asthma. Couldn't, had trouble running around and playing, but eventually got to the point where I could sort of outwork most people around me. Have had anxiety and panic attacks for 20 years. Autistic as well, just there's nothing that you can't overcome. And I've overcome a lot. And I've fallen back. Like I did karate growing up, 2nd degree black belt, was in good shape. And then, the dojo closed down, started working full time, started raising a family. Like that slipped, went from 170 pounds to like 205 pounds. Got out of shape, out of breath, playing with my daughter, like sledding and stuff. And then just decided I had to change something. Like having panic attacks all the time, had to find a way around it. And this is one of the things that I found. So just gave it 100%. I allowed myself to have time to do it because like you can see it as sort of a selfish thing, coming in here an hour or two every day and working this, but it makes me better for everyone around me as well. So it makes me a better husband, makes me a better father. So even though it is sort of me alone doing this, it's also in benefit of them as well. So if you're happy and healthy, everything in your life can get a little bit better, I found. All right, so where's that shoulder question? Where are we at? Here we go. Neck is tight. Might have the shoulders too high or too rounded. So, and on the inside, my shoulders are a little higher than normal. If I'm in my normal stance, my hands are up, but they're a little lower. But on the inside, I'm really shelled up. So your shoulders are going to be a little more tense on the inside. But it's important to not like clench your fists, to really clench in like this the entire time. they're up, they're in position, but my hands are still open. And I'm not tensing my shoulders any more than I have to keep my hands here. So that's part of it. And if they're coming at me, that's going to be around my guard. I can move and I can tense up for that moment. But then I come back and I relax as much as I can. Just keeping an eye on them and reacting. And if they're just throwing, I can turtle up and clench up a little bit. But then I have to find those times to relax as well. So I think that's part of it. Let's see, neck is tight. What else could that be? I mean, for me, as I'm getting older, the warm-up and the cool-downs are more and more important every year I add to my age. So just making sure I'm stretching out that neck, and I'm working the neck as well. So let's see. I don't want to, maybe next time I'll go over some neck exercises for next week. But I want to make sure that I get them right before I show them off. So just building that neck up, making sure it's stretched out, making sure you're relaxed as much as possible. And don't tense your neck when you throw those hooks, okay? My neck is my chin is down, but I'm relaxed. I don't tense my whole body in order to throw powerful punches. It's the opposite. It's the momentum and the movement of the body that's causing the power. So it's relaxed until the last second, and this is really the only thing that's tensed. I mean, my legs are bent and they're keeping me down low. So there's a little bit of tenseness here, but I'm not like squeezing them or anything like that. And it's the same with the neck. But keep that chin down. Hopefully that helps. All right. Eric might have already gotten started. So we're going to wrap this up. Thank you guys so much for joining me today. Eric, if he's not live already, will be live very shortly over at twitch.tv/blindwave playing The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. It's going to be awesome, so make sure you go check that out. I'm going to be back next Saturday right here on the Roll with the Punches YouTube channel with another full boxing workout. Shoulder blades, pinched in or out. Let's see. I'm not sure if I understand the question. So, I don't know if you can see them, but on the inside, my hands are up like this. And I can bring my elbows together. Not everyone is flexible like that, or you have like too much of a belly or something. But my shoulder blades aren't tensed unless I'm actively blocking. Even if I'm slipping, my shoulders are loose. But if I'm like bringing it up, there's a little bit of tightness there, but it's not tremendous. It's not like I'm doing a pull-up or anything like that. Like upper back relaxed. Like at the very end, there's a little bit of tenseness there. But it's honestly, if I'm going like this, so this is more pulling me around than this is pushing it forward. So try to think of it that way. Maybe that'll help a little bit. But this, if I'm throwing that rear hook, I'm not pushing with my rear side, I'm pulling with my lead side. So let's try to keep that in mind. All right. Thanks, guys. Leave any comments below if you have questions that I didn't cover today. I will respond to them there, or I'll respond to them next week. That's going to be it for me. Thanks so much, guys. Appreciate your time. Hope you have a wonderful weekend, a wonderful week, and that you can go out there, face the day, face the week, and roll with the punches. All right. Thanks, guys. See you next time.